Hi, hello, and welcome to Cricket Talk. In this video, we are going to be looking at how the newly implemented Big Bash rules played out between the Melbourne Stars and the Sydney Thunders. It's the third game of the season 10 of the Big Bash League. It happened at Manuka Oval. The first game that Melbourne Stars played was yesterday in the same venue where they defeated Brisbane Heat comfortably, chasing a total of 125 without even taking the power surge. Today, it was there. Today it was their turn to bat first. Stoinis started with a bang. He started to clear the fences quite convincingly and easily over the straight down the ground, and who was clearing the long off boundaries. And at the end of the first 4 overs, they were around 41. The first 4 overs, the mandatory power play was completely utilized and maximized. And once the wicket of Fletcher fell on the fifth over, straight away Glenn Maxwell jumped in at number 3. He just promoted himself because of the great start that Marcus Stoinis provided. Marcus Stoinis kept on going. He just scored a magnificent 50 and ended his innings at 61 for 37 deliveries. And at the end of the first 10 overs for the Bash Boost target, they posted 92 for a loss of a wicket, because the way that Stoinis played his innings, he was really magnificent. So they were able to post a target of 92 in the first 10. So if the Thunders wanted to obtain a Bash Boost, they need to score almost 9.3 and over, close to 10 and over. That's how dominant they were in the first part of the innings. But the later part of the innings, they just kept losing wicket. Pitch behaved a bit on the slower side, which allowed the Thunders to make a comeback. And on the power surge was taken on the 15th and 16th over, where they lost the wicket of Hilton Cartwright and Glenn Maxwell as well. So they were able to just score 19 runs, and they lost a couple of wickets, and finally ended up at 169, which is surely 10 to 15 runs short because for the start they obtained, because 92 for 1 the first 10 to be 169 for 8 at the end. And Thunders really had a great start as well. Alex Hales really started to play well. They scored 30 for a loss of a wicket in the first 4 overs of the power play. And then the Melbourne Stars really kept things tight after that. Dilbar Hussain really bowled a decent spell, and he was had a bit of an injury, and he just left the field. And they wanted, and to finish a quarter of overs, they wanted to bowl Cartwright, but he did exceptionally well in the death. He removed a couple of wickets, so which allowed them to pick a convincing win over here. And Alex Hales and Khawaja opened for the Sydney Thunders with 170 on the board, but they didn't go hard to obtain the Bash Boost. That was the 93 runs target for the first 10 overs. Once they felt they weren't able to achieve it at the mark of 8th over, they needed 38 of 12 deliveries for the Bash Boost. So they never opted to go hard and lose wickets and feel later. They wanted to take the game steadily, but they ended up short as well. Alex Hales was out on the 12th over mark, which really cost them the game, and they took the power surge at the margin of 17th and 18th over, where Hatchler came in and bowled magnificently. He created 4 opportunities in the first 4 balls, where 2 were dropped and 2 were taken, and that's how they pulled the game completely back into their control. And the next over of this power surge by Stanley went for 12 runs, and the power surge just cost them 16 runs for a couple of wickets, which allowed them to make a good control, and they won the game by 22 runs margin. And 47 for 9 what Sydney Thunders were able to score at the end of their innings. So Melbourne Stars in a couple of games have earned all the 4 points. In the first game, they never opted for power surge and came victorious. And this game, they opted for the power surge at 14th and 15th over, but it wasn't a bigger one. It was 19 for 2. And Melbourne Stars with 8 points, they are at the top of the points table.